Hey everybody, it's Roy from ANSgear. We're upstairs with the brand new GoPro goggle mount from Exalt right here. So we've got all the colors of the mount up here: black, blue, silver, red, purple, green, and pink. And we've got a couple different goggles up here. We've got a push goggle right here. We've got the HK goggle. We've got a Carbon Pro. We've got the Pro Flex. We've got a dye. We've got an EVS. This is an i5 with the goggle mount or the GoPro on there. I know that the i5 comes with a GoPro mount already, but a lot of people want to mount it in the center right there. So whatever, you can buy a different one and put it on there. You can do, or you put it on the side, however you want to do it with the goggle mount that comes with it or not. It's up to you. But this is for people who don't have that option and want to mount on the top like that. Maybe that's how you want to put it on your i5. I don't know. But so we got a couple right here. We've got a lot of people asking about the push goggle, putting one on a push goggle. So we're going to throw one on here real quick. But it will fit on all of these here, as you can see. And it will fit on this one too, but let's throw one on. So let's kind of clean out some space a little bit. So we have something to work with. We'll take this pretty pink one and we'll put it on there. So inside your packaging for your mount right here, obviously you're going to get your goggle mount. So it is all aluminum right here. So there's no plastic to it or anything like that. You have the screw going through the top. That's what's going to mount your GoPro to the top. So if you're mounting your GoPro up there, you make sure you have some sort of case for your GoPro that does have the bottom pieces to it right there. Because just a standard GoPro, the actual camera mount, some of the older versions like this one right here, this is a Hero 4 that's on this one. Unless you have a bracket or a housing for it, it doesn't have those mounts on the bottom of it. So if you don't have that, make sure you do, or buy something that has it already built in. All right, so here we go. We've got our aluminum piece right here. Underneath there, you've got a baggie with some screws in it and an Allen key right there. So they give you 3 sets of screws, all varying lengths. So the short screws are in there to begin with, and then you've got some long screws and you've got some medium length screws. So depending on the goggle, how thick the vent is on the top, you might need to switch the screws out so that it can clamp. It's long enough to do it. The screws that come with it are not long enough to do it on the push goggle. Even the medium length ones weren't quite long enough, so I had to go with the longer ones when I fitted up earlier to make sure that it goes on. So what we need to do is get the screws out. So we're not using these ones. We're going to pull all 4 out and just set them off to the side, and then we're going to use the 4 longest screws for the push goggle. Let's just start with this, get it out. Now, the Allen key that comes with it, you don't have to use it. If you have a set of Allen keys that you like better, use that one out of there. All right, so we got that off. And now these 2 parts are going to split right here. There is a channel that's cut out right here because in the middle of some goggles on the underside of the vent, so on the underside of the vent right here, sometimes there's like a brace or a little piece of plastic that sticks further down than the vent, and you might need to center that through here. So they do have a little cutout right there. You might need to use it, you might not need to use it. Doesn't really matter. You're just going to find where it works. On the top side, if you didn't see already, there are 4 hole locations or screw locations for each side right there. That gives you a lot of options on where you need to put it. Because if you just stick it right under in the middle, maybe the screws don't line up perfect with each other. Maybe you need to slide it slightly over this way, that way. Maybe you need to put one on the top up here, but one on the bottom over here. You don't know. You won't know until you get there and kind of line it up. So that's what we're going to do. So there we have that set up. We really don't need this in there right now. We can just pull it out and set it to the side. When it comes to putting these in though, what I would recommend is taking the lens out. Don't try to do this with the lens in there. It's easier to get the lens out. That way you can grab at it from both sides and not just trying to do it only from this side right there. Things are in the way, the strap's in the way, all that stuff. So for this one, we're going to pull the strap or the goggle out, or the lens out, I should say. Not the goggle, but the lens. And now we can get to it from here. We can look at it from the bottom right here. It really makes it easier to get into and do the setup in there. So we're going to take this piece right here, and it does have a bit of an arc to it. It isn't flat across, so I would definitely mount it this way inside here. I wouldn't mount it this way because it's kind of going forward. We want it to follow the contour right here. So I'm going to take this bottom piece and I'm going to stick it on here. And then I'm going to kind of look and I'm going to see where the holes best line up while being in the middle-ish, as much as I can, right there. So I know where my middle vent line is right there, and then I'm going to just kind of move it around and see where I think the best position is. Now, when it comes to this setup right here, looking at it from the middle, I'm going to say that on this side over here, on the right-hand side, that would be this side over here. It looks like the bottom two are where I'm going to put my screws on this side. And then on the left side, it's going to be the top two right there. So once I've got that kind of eyeballed, I'm going to take one screw and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go through the bottom on that one. So I'm going to take my one, I'm going to put it to where I think it's the bottom, and then I'm going to start to put that through. And I can just get it started like that. And I can look in there. Yep, I have it in the bottom. Now I can just rotate this over because I haven't tightened it down all the way yet. It's got slop to it. So I can rotate this over. I can find the other side. And I'm going to go in the top for the other side. And again, everyone's going to be different. Everybody's goggle and where they want to put it is going to be different. So that's there, and that's on there. Now I can tighten this one up. Make sure it's secure on there. And I might be done. If this is going to hold it in place the way I want it to be held, and after running around with it on my head for a minute, I feel like it's secure, then I don't need the other two screws. Maybe you put it on there and you feel it sliding around up there, you don't like the weight distribution of it, put the other two screws in and see if that makes it any better. But you definitely want one screw on each side. You can't not have it. There we go. And down she goes. All right, we've got our screws in right there. Now, we probably want to set up the GoPro on here. Still without my lens in there. I'm going to leave the lens till the very last thing. I don't know if this one will work if these are threaded the same. So this is the original GoPro Mount screw right here. And it's got the same thread, so you could use this if you have it. So if you like this with a thumb wheel on it, you can use it. It is the same. So I'm going to push that through, make sure that the holes right there line up. And then I can push that in and thread that through and kind of figure out where you want it to be. And then I would go and put my lens back in. Boy, that's a long thread right there. We're getting there. There we go. I don't know where that's going to sit. Right there. I'm kind of looking at it from where it's going to sit on my forehead. Maybe that would be right. All right, then we can take our lens, put that back on. Go ahead and lock our lens in place. Definitely recommend taking your lenses out though. Makes it so much easier to get your hands up into the goggle. There we go. And there we go. So we're set up. Obviously, you probably want to shoot a little bit of footage with this to make sure that it's, you know, where you want it to look. Or if you have it paired with your phone, you could look at your phone and look around and see what's going on right there. But that's it. The mount is easy. It's not hard. You got 2 screws, maybe 4 screws. And then just figuring out where you want it to sit on there makes it super simple. Lots of colors. I think there's, what, 7 colors to choose from right there? Yeah, 6 plus the one we used right there. So black, blue, purple, green, silver, red, and pink. I've put it on there. Will fit pretty much any goggle that's got a vent kind of system at the top right there, because the screws are going to go through. They give you different length screws, so it should work for pretty much everything. I'm sure we'll find something out there that it's not going to work on, but as far as popular goggles that are up on the counter right here, it's going to work on any of these. So get your brand new Exalt Goggle GoPro Mount at ANSgear.com.